So Mike, you're always talking to us about being able to follow where the Lord is leading. How do you discover that? How do you go after that?
Yeah, like in a given moment, I'm like, just why don't you do what God's doing? And I think that sometimes it's difficult for people to understand what that means. And it might not be super easy to teach because it's a very experiential exchange with Him.
Yeah.
But I think probably the easiest way I can explain it is you got to get out of your own way. When it comes to listening to God or knowing Him, it's more of like an expression where you're just allowing Him to be who He is as you. That word is important. As you. God is not trying to express Himself in spite of you or to overcome you. He wants you to be part of that expression. And so when it comes to doing what God's doing in a given moment, I think it's really easy to look at it or come at it from the approach of what do you want to do? You know what I mean? Not just randomly, like I'm talking about that spirit that's inside of you. Because there's, there are parts of things that we've learned in life in our soul where we've attached emotions or desires or whatever to things that have nothing to do with who He is or what He's like.
Yeah.
And so I'm not talking about those desires. But when you allow what's coming up inside of your spirit that actually is coming from Him to just infiltrate and inform what you're thinking and feeling in a given moment, and you follow that curiosity, it's probably going to feel playful. It's probably going to feel fun. It's going to feel like this is the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's actually when I'm being the most spirit-led, is when I'm just allowing myself to be myself. And I'm the most myself when I'm like Him.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It's not something that I try to do. It's something that you just kind of allow. And it becomes a way of life. So it's not necessarily something you're trying to make happen. It's not something I'm like forcing myself to do. It's more of an admittance, like, this is what I'm like. What am I gonna do? You know what I mean? You just kind of express that. And I think doing what God's doing in a given moment is very much attached to who you are and your personality and the way that He designed you to function. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It gets to be more of an adventure rather than like, how am I gonna figure this out? Where's He leading? It's not like I have to go and like pray for a million hours and try to see where He's leading, but it's more about what is He doing in me, through me.
Totally, as you.
Me.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, and the whole prayer thing, like I love prayer. It's super important, it's beautiful, but sometimes Christians can use prayer as a crutch to replace relationship with God.
Wow.
To replace actual trust. I'm gonna pray instead of actually trusting Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, stop praying.
That's exhausting.
Go obey, which means go be awesome. Go have fun. Go let the joy that's bubbling inside of you be expressed, because that's what He looks like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
That's
Good
so
stuff.
good.
I love it.